Joining us now from Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Welcome to 2022.
Hey, good to be here.
Hey, and as we get going, I want to start out and give the two of you a chance to celebrate together because your Atlanta Braves won the World Championship.
Yeah.
So congratulate one another.
Don't go there, Adam. Don't go there. Where are you going next?
And then I wanted to give Chase a chance to do a little trash talk because if I remember right, the Dogs beat the Tide in the national championship game.
It was time.
It was
time.
You
Come
know,
on now.
You can't win them all.
Something.
We try, but you can't
try.
win them all.
It was time. Proud of them both, though.
Speaking of its time,
Proud of the Dogs and the Braves, not the Tide.
Right,
Don't take that
I understand.
Out of context.
It's kind of your time. I mean, last year we had Michael McDowell on here. Last year, if that caution comes out, I know we're reliving bad memories for you, but so close. It's kind of your turn.
Yeah, somebody was, they were asking questions over there, and what would you do different? And I'm like, I don't know what I would have done different last year. Maybe somebody nudged the caution light man to wait about a second and a half, and we'd have been in good shape. But that's part of it. What do you do? I mean, in that instance, I don't know what I would have done a ton different. I mean, that a split second of hesitation when those guys are wrecking in front of you, probably shouldn't have hesitated. But at the same time, you make those decisions and you have to live with them, regardless. But this is a tough race to be in position in. I feel like you can do all the right things here and it not go your way. So hopefully this year's the one we can get over the hump. We feel like we've had a couple great opportunities at it. Just hadn't quite fallen in our favor yet. So hopefully one day.
Yeah, I mean, Chase, we know it's a crapshoot, and we know when we qualify here shortly, we're going to be watching the Hendrick Chevrolets.
Yeah.
Set on the post 6 of the last 7 Daytona 500s. But you were not even driving for Hendrick Motorsports the last time it won the Great American Race. Does Mr. H ever say, boys, how are we going to seal the deal on this thing?
Yeah, well, I think it's definitely a major point of emphasis that our team wants to check, especially our team, particular on in the 9 camp. Alan is from down here.
Yeah.
Went to school down here. I feel like this would be a super special race to him, and there's really not a lot of things that he hasn't accomplished in this sport, and I know that this one would be special for him to check that box. I know he has been super close with Jeff, and we've had a couple of close calls too, so would love to get over the hump, and it'd be meaningful for all of us. Obviously, everyone wants to end their career and say that you won the Daytona 500, but I think for somebody who's from down here, you really have a greater appreciation for it, and for a guy who has done as much as he has, as far as accomplishments in this sport, I think it'd be very fitting and deserving for him to check that box too.
Larry brings up Hendrick Motorsports and so much history here as we talk about for Mr. H. And, of course, your dad, a great history here at the Daytona 500 and at this racetrack. What are your first memories of the Great American Race, Chase?
I don't have a ton of memories about the race. I always tell people my first memories of this speedway was the playground, because they had the best playground in all of NASCAR. When I was a kid, I didn't get to go to all the races, but I got to go to a lot of them. And of all the places I went, they always had the best playground here. So that was what stuck out to me as a kid. My first Daytona 500 memories watching and kind of knowing what was going on was, Dad kind of took some time off there through the mid-2000s and then ran a couple races for the Wood Brothers there in 08, 09. Those I feel like somewhere in that time frame, don't quote me on that, but I remember more of than I do those early 2000s days when he was with Ray and things. So and then obviously in our time of being here and racing has been super special. So yeah, it's always been a great event, and I've got the sensation that this weekend has really felt like the event of old, that as to what I remember it feeling like when I was coming down here with him and watching. So I hope that's the case. I think we're gonna have a great crowd, and with the crowd comes the energy, and that race on Sunday is going to have a lot of energy. So looking forward to that.
We did have practice last night. We know the X factor and the unknown is this next-gen car. What did you feel in those 2 practice sessions last night that maybe even surprised you a little bit about this next-gen car at Daytona?
Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, the car felt much like speedway racing to me. I do feel like the draft, being out there by yourself for the most part, I felt like it was pretty similar to what we've had. Sounds a little different, looks a little different, but we're still speedway racing. I think the draft is going to look different in the short period of time that we were on track with our teammates there. There's just not enough cars in the pack to really create the energy of getting that momentum going back and forth and get those runs. But I could see some of that looking a little different. These cars seem to be a little more momentum based, whereas I felt like the other cars, there towards the end of last year, we were just getting these massive runs and you really couldn't defend them. So I'm curious because I just don't, so far I haven't seen that type of energy being shifted with these. So we'll see. I haven't done really any drafting. I wasn't at the test down here, so going to learn, I guess, tomorrow night and see how it goes.
We're all looking forward to the unknown. Good luck to you throughout the rest of the week, and in particular on Sunday. Okay?
I appreciate it.
Chase Elliott. Now let's go over to Josh. Hey, race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.